today at the market access and trade portfolio within Sheep Producers Australia. So, Stephen, what are the separate sections that the MMAT committee look at?
Well, first of all, you've got to define marketing in terms of sheep meat and what that entails. So you've got domestic marketing campaign, and everyone's quite familiar with the Australia Day campaign that has been a very much a rewarding spot for the sheep meat industry, and obviously the lamb brand. But there's also our True Aussie brand, which is represented overseas. This is particularly prominent at trade shows, which we also utilise, not just meat shows, but obviously food trade fairs, which are quite large worldwide. And of course, the other thing which we shouldn't forget is the main marketing of our product is actually the processors and exporters themselves who have their own branded product. Market access is separate from that again. This relates to our free trade agreements. In particular, we've got a couple of free trade agreements which are being negotiated at the moment in the EU and the UK, but we have many free trade agreements set up with the US, South Korea, China, and many other countries. And so that market access relates to how well we've negotiated those agreements in the past. There are also what are called non-tariff barriers, and these can basically be anything. These can be the way that the documentation is set up, the expiry dates that are set upon our product, or any of the customs procedures which can make it easier or more difficult to access a country with our product. There's also the dispute management system through the World Trade Organization, which is a fairly onerous and slow process, and is really pretty much a last resort if you wanted to go down that road, and if you want to use that as a vehicle for improving or solving a dispute with market access. Then you've just got the trade in general. Trade is pretty much a catch-all term that encompasses how our whole export supply chain works. It goes right through the regulatory, the transport sector, but even the financial services and how that operates in being able to export your product and also, most importantly, get paid for it. So there's all these different sections which we define in sheep meat as MMAT, marketing, market access and trade, but it encompasses a whole range of areas, and even ones which through the government departments we don't immediately think of, but we have a lot of relationships within government and within the export sector themselves that we have to interact with to know all the issues that are happening at any one time.